Hi all, it's me again, Ian McMichael, pastor of Trinity Lutheran in Endicott, Washington, and Peace Lutheran in Colfax, Washington. Thanks for joining us again today as we make our way through this devotional that we're using, Pandemic Hope, again by a bunch of great pastors in the ELCA that are not me. So I want to give credit to them, and if you know of someone I can give credit to by name, let me know so I can start doing that. But we're thankful for their work and excited that today our reading is from Genesis 7, verses 1 through 5 and 11 through 18. And it reads like this. Then the Lord said to Noah, "Go into the ark, you and all your household, for I have seen that you alone are righteous before me in this generation. Take with you 7 pairs of all clean animals, the male and its mates, and a pair of the animals that are not clean, the male and its mates, and 7 pairs of the birds of the air also, male and female, to keep their kind alive on the face of all the earth. For in 7 days I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and every living thing that I have made I will blot out from the face of the ground." And Noah did all that the Lord had commanded him. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, on that day all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of the heavens were opened. The rain fell on the earth 40 days and 40 nights. On the very same day, Noah with his sons, Shem and Ham and Japheth, and Noah's wife, and the 3 wives of his sons entered the ark. They and every wild animal of every kind, and all domestic animals of every kind, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth, and every bird of every kind, every bird, every winged creature. They went into the ark with Noah, 2 and 2 of all flesh, in which there was the breath of life. And those that entered, male and female of all flesh, went in as God had commanded them, and the Lord shut him in. The flood continued 40 days on earth, and the waters increased and bore up the ark, and it rose high above the earth. The waters swelled and increased greatly on the earth, and the ark floated on the face of the water. So that was Genesis 7. So this story, as I was reading it this morning before I made this video, kind of reminds me in a lot of ways of our current situation. Not because we are all Noah and his sons and the wives, right? But because in a lot of ways, this situation has forced us to plan, and be full of anxiety and make new plans and change and figure out how to do our jobs in a different way, how to do ministry in a different way, how to socially isolate and listen to the CDC while still caring for people. And then there's all these new guidelines that are released all the time, and so you're shifting and changing and trying to talk to people to figure out what the best way to do things is. And then there comes a point, sort of, maybe today, a little bit of yesterday, where you figured it out as best you could, and you try to you take all the precautions that you can, and you do the best that you can, and then you put it into action, and that anxiety sort of lessens, and you just continue doing the job that you've been called to do, continue doing ministry, continue gathering in community, but in new ways. So I not because we're Noah, but I can imagine those times are sort of like building the ark, frantically trying to get things done as quickly as possible before the floods come, and you're full of anxiety and wondering if we're going to make it. And then all of a sudden you have 40 days in the ark, and here we are in our houses, possibly taking walks every once in a while, depending on where you're at, but that's about it. And implementing the plans that you frantically made, right? So that's where we're at. And I'm glad that Noah and other people have kind of done it before us, and that we're called to such a time as this. And it's an honor and a blessing to fulfill God's mission in this way, because this is the time we've been called to. And yesterday, I'll share a story. So we sort of made the plans that we could, and I've been calling people and doing this devotional video and things, but it's also allowed me more time to be with my family, which has been great. And I just had a moment of joy yesterday where we learned that our son Hans, our little 16-month-old, loves bubbles. I mean, he's always like bubble baths, but the bubbles outside that you can blow. So we spent way too much time outside having mommy blow the bubbles, and then I would sit there and smash the bubbles and pop them. And he loved that so much that he didn't quite get how to pop them, but he just sat there and like was flailing his arms randomly for a solid 10-20 minutes. And it was just fun to see the look on his face, the great joy that times like this can that you can find in times like this, is what I'll say. So I hope that you are also finding times of joy in the midst of chaos, and I hope that chaos is sort of falling into place in ways now where you can be still at times and do these devotionals and do what you can. But hopefully you're able to implement the plans that you've been making, and it's more a time of calm now, even if it's a much different calm than you've ever experienced before. So we give thanks for today, and thanks for tuning in, and hope you're enjoying these devotionals, and see you tomorrow. Okay, blessings on your day.